What if I told you that a single mother with just rupees 500, no business experience, and a simple soap recipe built one of India's most successful FMCG companies over 2000 crores today? No MBA, no family business background, no venture capital, just pure determination and an insight that the entire industry had missed. This is the story of Jyothy Labs and MP Ramachandran, a tale that proves that sometimes the biggest opportunities are hidden in smallest details. By the end of this video, you'll understand how focusing on the bottom of the pyramid isn't just good for society, it's brilliant business strategy. Let me take you back to 1983. MP Ramachandra was a small time distributor of consumer goods in Kerala. He wasn't the owner of any brand, he was just helping other companies sell their products in local markets. But Ramachandra was observant. He noticed something that the big FMCG companies had completely missed. In rural Kerala, people weren't buying the premium soaps that companies were heavily advertising. They were buying smaller, cheaper soap bars that gave them better value for money. The insight was simple but profound. For a family earning rupees 50 a day, buying a 15 rupees bar was significantly expensive. But a 3 rupee bar that lasted almost as long, that was affordable and practical. Most companies were focused on urban consumption and could afford premium products. Rural consumers were seen as a secondary market, an afterthought. But Ramachandran saw this as a primary opportunity. He approached several soap manufacturers with this idea: create high quality soap bars that could be sold at a very low price. Everyone rejected him. There's no money in low price products, they said. Rural consumers don't drive growth, they insisted. So Ramchandra decided to do it himself. The year is 1983. MP Ramchandra has rupees 500 in his pocket and a rejected idea. Every soap company has told him that the low price products for rural consumers won't work. He has decided to prove them wrong. He rents a tiny space, buys basic soap making equipments, and starts manufacturing soap bars that he sells at rupees 3 each while maintaining quality standards. His target consumers, the million of Indian families that big brands had ignored. His first batch, 1000 soap bars. His investment, rupees 500. His bet that if you have good products affordable to everybody, everybody becomes your customer. Ramchandran's approach to rural market was completely different from how big companies operated. While multinational corporations sent representatives to tier 1 cities and focused on modern retail, Ramchandra went directly to villages. He understood the rural distribution wasn't just about logistics, it was about relationships. In villages, the local shopkeeper wasn't just a retailer, he was a trusted advisor. If he recommended a product, people bought it. So Ramchandra built personal relationship with thousands of small shopkeepers across Kerala. He didn't just sell them products, he educated about his soap's benefits, taught them about profit margins, and helped them understand the customer better. He also created smaller package size that made his products even more accessible. While other companies sold soap in 100-gram bars, Ramchandra introduced 25 grams and 50-gram options. A family could buy just what they needed for a week without straining their budget. This wasn't just product innovation, this was business model innovation specifically designed for the bottom of the pyramid. By the end of 1980s, Ramchandra's soap was so popular across Kerala, but he faced a problem. People knew his soap was good, but they didn't remember the brand name. In rural markets, where literacy was lower and brand awareness was crucial, this was a serious challenge. Ramchandra's solution was brilliant in its simplicity. He renamed the soap Ujala and created packaging that was impossible to miss. Bright, simple design, large letters. Even from a distance, anyone could identify a Ujala soap bar. But the real genius was in the positioning. Instead of trying to compete with premium brands on features, he positioned Ujala as a soap that gave maximum value for money. Sabse Sundar Safedi, the most beautiful whiteness, but at a price everyone could afford. He also understood the power of word of mouth in rural communities. Instead of spending money on expensive advertisement, he focused on making sure that every consumer who used Ujala became a promoter of the. The year is 1990. Global giants like Unilever and P&G have dominated the Indian market with huge advertising budgets and premium products. But in rural Kerala, a small company called Jyothy Labs is quickly building an empire. While big brands fight for urban consumption, Jyothy Lab owns the rural market. The secret? Understanding that value matters more than prestige, that accessibility matters more than aspiration. Ujala so became the preferred choice not because of celebrity endorsements or fancy advertisements, but because it delivered what rural consumers actually need: quality at an affordable price. By the end of mid 90s, Ujala was the dominant soap brand in Kerala, but Ramchandra had bigger ambitions. He wanted to take this model national. However, expanding from one state to the entire country wasn't just about scaling production, it was also understanding different markets, different languages, different consumer behavior. Ramchandra's approach was methodical. Instead of trying to launch everywhere at once, he focused on one state at a time. He studied local preferences, adapted his messaging to local languages, and built distribution networks through local partners. But the biggest challenge was competing with established national brands that had much larger marketing budgets. Ramchandra's solution was to focus on performance over promotion. While competitors spent crores on advertisement, he invested in making his product better and more affordable. He also expanded his product line strategically. He introduced Ujala Fabric Whitener, capitalizing on his brand's association with cleanliness and whiteness. He launched Maxo Mosquito Repellent, addressing another basic need of an Indian household. Each new product followed the same philosophy: high quality, affordable price, focused on mass market needs. 500 in 1983 to 2000 plus crores today, from a single soap bar to a complete FMCG portfolio, from one state to national preference, MP Ramchandra proves that the bottom of the pyramid isn't just about social impact, it's about smart business. Today, Jyothy Lab competes directly with multinational giants. Their products are in millions of Indian households. Their distribution reaches the remotest village, all because they understood something the big companies missed. Making good products affordable to everyone is the biggest market opportunity of all. MP Ramchandra's journey with Jyothy Labs offers profound lessons that remain relevant today. In an era where startups chase high income urban consumption while business focus on premium segments, where companies believe that rural markets aren't profitable, Jyothy Lab proves the opposite. They showed that the bottom of the pyramid isn't a charity case, it's a business opportunity. When you make good products accessible to everyone, your total addressable market becomes the entire population. They prove that you don't need huge marketing budgets to build strong brands. What you need is deep understanding of your customers, products that deliver real value, and distribution systems that reach where your customers are. Most importantly, they demonstrated that suitable business growth comes from solving real problems for real people. Ujala wasn't successful because it was cheaper than alternatives. It was successful because it gave rural consumers quality products at better prices they could afford without compromising on efficiency. Today, as India becomes increasingly conscious of inclusive growth, as business talk about serving the bottom of the pyramid, as companies seek sustainability and scalable models, Jyothy Labs' story becomes even more relevant. MP Ramchandran didn't just build a company, he built a proof of concept that good business and social impact are mutually exclusive. They're actually mutually reinforcing. From 500 to 2000 crores, from one man's vision to 1,000 employees, from a single soap bar to a diversified FMCG portfolio, Jyothy Lab remains one of the most greatest entrepreneurial success stories. And the best part, this story is still being written.